Hello my friends, welcome back to Premo Cooks. I'm Danielle Premo. Today we're going to show you how to cut an onion, which is a great thing to know how to do, to dice an onion, because so many recipes call for it. And when you have this globe-shaped vegetable that's layered and you cut into it in the wrong angle, you're going to end up spending a lot of extra time trying to dice your onion in a uniform fashion. So I'm going to show you a cool trick. Follow me over here to the cutting board. The first thing with an onion is we're going to trim the stem off, set that part aside. And then we have the root back here. I just want to shave off these brown bits. I'm going to push those aside. And then when you're cutting an onion, you always want to start with cutting it through the root. And then I always take my onion and place it with the skin side up. The reason for doing this is the more you have your flesh of the onion on the cutting board, the less of those chemical irritants are going to be released that make your eyes water. And depending on the onion, you may have to take off the entire first layer of the onion with the skin. Really depends on the onion. I'm taking off this first layer, and then I'm going to set it back, flesh side down, while I peel the other half. All right. I'm going to show you how to do a thick dice and a fine dice. We're going to do them the same way, but with just more or less incision. So for thick dice, we'll start with this guy. Most importantly, when we start, we're going to keep our palm up with our fingers up. And what we're going to be doing is first making horizontal incisions up the onion towards our palm, which is why you don't want to have your fingers right there, just to protect them from getting nipped should you slip with your knife. So since we're going to be doing a thicker dice, we're only going to make a couple of cuts horizontally up the onion. And most importantly, you want to make sure you do not cut past this root area, because that is holding the onion intact and keeping it from falling apart. Just gonna do 3 up, and then I'm gonna grab the root back here. And I'm only gonna do a couple cuts through the top since we're going for a thick dice. And if any little bits fall out, just take your knife and push those aside, get them out of the way with the back of the knife. And now I'm just going to do a couple rough chops to get a big dice. And this piece here, I'm going to set aside and save for soup stock. I'm going to trim this root off first. Now I have a thickly diced onion. For the second half of our onion, we're going to do a finer dice. So for this second half of an onion, we're going to be making as many incisions as we can up the onion and around the onion to get a very fine dice. So starting with our horizontal cuts from the bottom up. And go slow so you don't cut through the root. And then we're going to be going around the onion. And on this one, I want to show you I don't have as much of the root to hold on to, so I'm going to be extra careful with my fingertips and go slow. And once again, moving these little bits aside. And then finally, as you would like it, going across. And once you get to this point where it gets a little dangerous to chop, set that aside, save it for soup stock or compost it. And now we have a beautifully finely diced onion. Okay, so finely diced, thickly diced. I also want to show you, these are the onion bits that we had left over. And these are I'm going to save for the soup stock. We have a video on how to make soup stock if you're interested. The skins of onions are incredibly flavorful, and so there's no need to compost them, and that's also why I don't go through the trouble of chopping these parts of the onions up that are a little trickier. I save those and put them in my soup stock bag. So I hope you give this a try at home. This is a technique that is a little intimidating at first, and it takes some getting used to master it, so practice, but it will take you a few times of trying, but once you nail it, you're going to be very stoked to have this tool under your belt. So let us know in the comments below how it goes for you. Thanks for watching.